I really was so salty earlier when I started out fishing today because there were so many people out. And you know, I probably should have just been happy because, you know, everybody that's out here, you know, they're out here for the same reason I am. They're just trying to catch fish and, you know, have a good time. And you know, more than that, I got more in common with a lot of times, you know, the people that are out dip netting and, you know, other people you might run into. And you have to be an Alaskan resident to dip net. You had to have been here for the last 12 months and be a resident, you know. So it's one of those things where it's just like, okay, can you calm down just because there's a lot of people, you know. Hopefully the tone of that didn't affect my last entry too much. I was pretty salty about it. But I left my son to just pick the spots today, basically. I'll show you exactly how that turned out. That's today's catch. We haven't counted them all just yet, but I think I dumped the bucket, this bucket here next to us, I don't know, 4 or 5 times, and it's just about fills up on 8 or 9 fish. I'm gonna count them all eventually, but oh my god, we had a huge haul today. This is the most ridiculous number of fish that we've ever caught in a day. And you know, there were times when, for no rhyme or reason, you know, my son would be pulling in 3 or 4 fish to every one of mine, you know, and then there are he's an adrenaline junkie right now. He's been freaking out all day about catching fish and everything. But right now, this is really the best time to stop fishing. The number of people in the water has really dropped. We just saw about 15 people come out of the water all at once. There may have been a group where they might have just all decided at the same time that this just wasn't the time to fish. This is a really, really good time. This tide, low tide, is the best time to go out and gut all the fish. This way you can get the guts or fillets, whatever parts of leftover mess that you don't want from the fish, and throw it as far as you can out into the water. And the reason for that would be because you don't want the seagulls to eat a bunch of it. Seagulls, they're a pest, and they crap in the water, and it's gross. It's really an unnatural food source for them to have this many carcasses of, you know, salmon and everything else anyway. So Fish and Game tells you, hey, fillet your fish, gut your fish at low tide, and throw whatever mess out into the water as far as you can at low tide. So hopefully it doesn't just get exposed as the tide is dropping if you were to do it at high tide. So yeah, there were several times today we had a great time. We were looking out, there'd be fish jumping out of the water, people catching left and right. My son made the joke that every time I asked him a question, he caught a fish. And I'd say the closest today that we got to a seal was about 40 feet. I mean, it was just massively close. I mean, I just about maybe double or triple the length of my dip net pole. I could have reached out and touched him. I mean, it was just so super close, and it was really cool to be that close to Mother Nature. And you know, I keep meaning to mention it, and I keep forgetting about it when I'm not in the water. But every time I go out in the water, the pressure from the water presses against my waders, and it's like Alaska is giving you this big icy hug. and I mean that in the most sincere way. It's actually really nice. Kind of feel that, you know, tightness against you and that big hug coming in all around you. It's awesome. I love it. One big icy hug from Alaska, and then she gives you a whole bunch of fish on top of it. What a wonderful day. what an absolutely beautiful day. I want to get another shot of the ocean here, and you know, this is right where the Kenai River starts to press out into the ocean, and all day long you'll see these I mean, on top of the dip netters, and you see the seals swimming around, and you'll see the salmon jumping out of the water. You'll see all these commercial fishing boats just coming in all day long. And I wish I could see how much of a haul they have, but I'm sure they got all the salmon in their holes below deck and everything. Beautiful. Another beautiful Alaskan day, and I really felt the luck. I really felt everybody, you know, kind of mentally cheering me on. You know, felt you in spirit. Everybody that watches these, I can feel it, and we caught a bunch of fish for it. And well, unfortunately now I gotta go to work. I gotta get all these fish done, cleaned up on ice in the coolers, and counted, and we're gonna tally them all up onto the dip netting permit and everything. What an awesome day. And I think that once we get all these in here and all boxed up and everything, we're gonna haul them over to the truck, keep them in the truck, so that'll be one less thing to haul out when we go to leave. As late as Friday, but maybe sooner at this rate. I mean, I don't even know how many we have. But anyway, thanks for wishing me luck. I really appreciate it. And I mean, it's a ridiculous haul, you know. I mean, we caught more in an hour than I caught all last year. So this is just mind blowing.